Hi and welcome to my channel, welcome to my Worlds the World Away, and we're continuing our marathon week of Eagle Moss's Build the Delorean. This time we've got issue 151. Now, I was hoping to get a Terminator video out this week, but unfortunately my newsagents didn't have it yesterday, and I know there's been some problems with the Hachette warehouse, which are saying that you won't be able to order back issues from their site from something like the 2nd of December. I didn't realise that affects subscribers or newsagents, but if you have managed to get hold of issue 40 of the Terminator, just drop it in the comments so I know, and then I can bug my newsagents to get my own. But in this one, we're going back to the hood box. It's something slightly different, so we're going to need these, because it's a very, very detailed one. And once again, they're in my Amazon store and they're on discount. I think they were like £85 down to £11.99 or something, but they are definitely worth it. As you can see, we've got loads of little wires, tiny, tiny details, and we're going to continue on the hood box. Now, obviously, the hood box has now changed, looking just like this from when you last saw it, unless you saw the Mike Lane mods video. Looking brilliant, isn't it? So I'm going to be adding to that. So we've got some wires and some small details. The details we've got one more vacuum tube. I don't know what these are, valves if you like, and then we've got the silver handles that go on the side. So it's going to complete all the details around the side, ready to have straps that will take it round to the front bonnet lid. Really tiny screws though. Once again, if I just show you that up close, look how tiny the screws are there. So I'm going to need a PH00 screwdriver to put them in. And then I believe once that's done, I think that means that the whole hood box is completed. So the rest of it's just going to be more rails, more railroad ties, and just the straps, I guess, and another 2 railroad wheels. So that's what we got to come. Anyway, look, without further ado, let's get cracking. There we go. I've zoomed up my top camera now, because the first thing it wants us to put in, we've got another valve here, and it's actually listed that it's going to be going just on the one. If you have a look close here, I thought I was missing one, but as you can see, we've got the base in, but we haven't actually got the valve put on top of it. So all we've got to do is push that into place, just like this. Give it a little bit of welly. There we go. And that's in. Okay, now we need one of the straps, and we're going to hold it this way so that this little bezel's facing down. And then they've gave us 5 handles, and all the handles, look, they're really tiny. They look just like that. And what we need to do is just turn it this way around, and then we need to thread one of the handles into this strap so it sits just like that. Hopefully you can see that okay. If I lie that flat there, that probably makes it a little bit better for you. Now hopefully you can see this okay. This is going to basically be sitting just on there like that, and it's going to be secured in with these really tiny OP screws. So I think it's probably better if I get the screws out and we start attaching this now. See, now this is what the screw looks like. This is on a PH00 screwdriver. I think the last time we saw a screw that small was on the reactor plate at the back. They were screwing wires into the top of the capacitors. But what we're going to do is just hold this in place. I can see this being very fiddly. And screw this into this side here. So let's do that now. Now I'm not putting it in all the way, I'm just putting it in a little bit. Oh look, that's fallen off. As a matter of fact, that's probably an easier way to do it. Put the handle in first, then put the strap in. So we'll put in the other side. And there we go, that's the other side in. Screw that down. And then I'm going to tighten up the first one that we put in on the other side there. Ooh, that was fiddly. There we go, nice and tight. And that's what that detail looks like. Just there. Now I'm just bringing over the 4 other handles, and basically these are going to be going on each of the long sides. One there, just turn it round. One here and one here. So I'm going to put those in now. Again, with these OP screws, which are absolutely tiny. I haven't actually had to put my magnifying goggles on yet, but I think that's happening. I think that's going to happen soon. Look at that. I picked up the wrong screwdriver. There we go. We'll get these into place. And there we go. That's completed. So we've got that on that side, on the other side there, and as we said, we've got it around the front. They really do make it pop now, don't they? Okay, now we're going to be putting some wires in. So we've got 2 black wires, then we've got 2 long silver wires, and then we've got 1 shorter length silver wires. The first one we want are the black wires, looking just like this, and these are going to come out the back of this valve here. I don't know if you can see that on the close-up, but we've got 2 holes there, and they are going to go into the 2 holes that look like we had a part missing where these valves are here, just there. That's where they're going to go into. So let's put them in now. Now what I'm doing is I'm going to put them in the back of the valve first, and I have just dropped these in a little bit of glue, just like that, and I'm going to put the second one in as well, just to keep them in place, because I don't want them falling out. Now this one I have got my glasses on. Now since that wire's in, I'm going to put a spot of glue just on the top to keep that in place, because I don't want them moving. Now the lead that's coming out of this side, which to me is the left side of this valve, is going to be going into the right hole that we've got near those valves there. So I'm going to push it round, and we'll get this lead in using my trusty tweezers for this one. And I have got my magnifying glasses on, so I can see exactly where I'm putting this. That's the first one in. Let's get the second one in. And that's the second one in. Now I am going to just drop a tiny bit of glue just down there as well, but I don't want them falling out. I'm never going to have to take them out, so I'm going to glue that in with a little bit of micro crystal clear, because it's going to dry absolutely clear, but it's going to keep them in place. Again, you haven't got to do this, but I just want peace of mind that these aren't going to be coming out. So as you can see, I've absolutely swamped that on the leads there, but that will dry completely clear. Now we need the smaller of the silver wires here, and I'm just going to dip a little bit of the end here in a bit of super glue, because the first part is just going to go into this silver box here, just into the hole at the side right there. Put that in just like that. I'm holding it in place just till it's stuck. Now we have to bend this cable round, because it's going to be going into this detail. Show you on the close-up here, this black detail here. So I want to bend it round sort of like a kind of figure S. So I'm going to bend it this way and then bend it back this way. And because of the tension, I won't need to glue this side, because when I put it in, it's going to push itself in there. Then that leaves these bigger wires here, the silver wire. So the first wire is going to be going into the hole just at the bottom. I don't know if you can see that there, underneath the black wires. Point to this with my trusty pliers, just at the bottom there of the silver box. So I'm going to put that in now. Once again, a little bit of glue on the end, because I don't want this falling out. And there we go, that's that wire in, ready to bend round. And that one's going to follow this L shape here into the blue box, but it's going to go into the bottom hole that we've got just on the side there. And again, because of the tension of this wire, it's not going to need to be glued at the blue box end. So I'm using my tweezers here just to get that in. And there we go, that's what the wire looks like when that one's completed. And then one more wire to put in. It's the other long metal wire we got here, looking just like that. And that's going to be going from the top of this box just into this hole here. I'm just going to put some glue again back on this wire. So it's going to go from here, just like that. And this is going to be going into the top hole that we've got just on this blue box side here. It's pretty much going to follow the line of the wire that we just put in previously. So I'll get this into the blue box, and that's the last wire in, looking just like that. And I do believe that is pretty much the hood box completed, apart from the straps that are coming out the side. But I'll tell you what, putting those wires in was really fiddly, really fiddly. I think you can just see there how that clear glue there, the magic crystal clear, has now already gone clear. So that's going to hold in place, and there's no danger of that coming out. What do you think of that? That was really tricky. You know what will solve that? having a really boring time next time, which means we're doing another railway tie. And guess what? I've got that here, and that's probably going to come out tomorrow if I don't get hold of a Terminator build from my newsagents today, but hopefully I will. So I really do hope you like that video. If you did, please remember to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. If you haven't checked out my Patreon yet, there's a link just at the end of all the credits that go after this little bit with the subscription button and the videos that I recommend. And my web address is there, where I do a lot of behind the scenes things. I think today we're going to talk about my t-shirt, which I've got printed. So had some problems with that, but I'll tell you that in my Patreon. Other than that, take care.